Hey, so this is Joey's group, and we're here to this quick video to explain the physics of how the car moves. And then so you have a spring on the car, and when you twerk it, it's throwing energy into the spring, and then our spring has a constant of like 41 newtons meters, and then so each meter that the spring extends, you're gonna get 41 newtons of force. And then so it's just like this ball right here. Um, when you raise the ball, you give it EG. That's energy stored in gravity. And then when you let it go, all the energy is being released into kinetic energy. And when it hits the ball, it all transferred into the last ball that hits, and then you get another rise. And then so that's how most of the car moves. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a string attached to the car from the mousetrap, and it's gonna move the gears or the axle that is connected to the wheels, and then it's actually gonna make it when it's released, it's gonna make the wheels turn really fast at a certain speed, and then the speed will be constant, and then so you'll have the speed multiplied by the time divided by the time. No, no, you'll have the speed you'll have the speed added multiplied by the time to get your final how far it went, which is your position. And then Pratic's gonna explain real quick how hook saw works in the spring in the gear.
Yeah, so like for Hooke's law, when you pull it back for the force of elasticity, which is also displacement, that's gonna be the same as the loading force when you like let it go. So that's gonna be proportional.
Alright, then so right now I'm gonna discuss how displacement and position affects our little car that's gonna go. Basically, the difference between displacement and position is how the area under velocity graph, like this one, it shows um,
How much like moved.
yeah, basically how it moved from point A, like where it began, to point B, which is where it ended. And then so under this small velocity graph, you have a displacement of 36 meters that a vehicle moved. And then but you have right here this random position graph. You can see it kept changing, and it moved at least 80 meters 80 meters over 0.4 seconds, which is pretty fast. And then so how our car will move, it may go off course due to like wrong axles, or let's say the car like moves always to the left, so we have to compensate for that. And then so the car may move in random directions, or it may get off course, and then that'll be its position, because that's how much it's moving. It'll move, let's say, 80 centimeters, and then but however where it came from point A to point B will be a different distance, because that'll be the actual displacement of the car, which is 36 meters.
Okay, so like now I'm gonna explain the velocity. So the spring is, the mousetrap is like actually in line with the wheels. So when you pull it back, the tension goes over here, and this is what actually makes the wheel move. And it's like kind of like a pulling.
A pulley. Yeah.
A pulley.
Yeah, a pulley. Because like there's no friction in any of the way the spring turns.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so if you have like the spring constant affecting all the energy that's put into the spring, and then so when it's pulled back, the spring, all the strings attached here. So when it's pulled forward, all the energy stored into the spring will just pull the wheel out.
Okay, so like for the acceleration, all the energy that was actually stored in the entire system just moved forward, and like it was equal to the velocity. So it was like v is equal to it's not
Velocity. Yeah. So
v over
what do you mean?
acceleration equals v over t or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Meter per second.
meters per second.
Yeah, so it starts at not moving, and then it goes to moving, which is like, let's say 0 meters per second to 10 meters per second, and so that's supposed to change in velocity, which indicates an acceleration that's caused by the spring.
Constant.
Yeah, spring constant.
No, okay. So like for all the forces acting on the system, the usual one would be the one going up, which is normal force, and then gravity pulling it down, and then the other two are like the mousetrap actually being pulled back and releasing its tension, and then when it's like moving forward. And Joey talking about centrifugal.
And so there's a force from the wheel that turns it. It's more about this diagram. The wheel just turning. You have a velocity, a changing. Well, in this case, it's a changing velocity because
Because
there's
release it, it always goes straight, right?
yeah, for a circle and everything, and then so you're gonna have changing velocity because there's an acceleration due to the energy, and then so you're gonna have the wheel be turning, we're gonna have it going forward, because of the force, and then you have a circular acceleration going towards the center of the wheel.
Pulling it towards the center.
Yeah,
Always.
centripetal force. And then as it increases in velocity, the wheel will be going faster and faster, and then you have a greater force going inside the wheel, and as it slows down, the force will decrease because there's less velocity, and that also affects position, because when the wheel turns, it's like a full, like, let's say the whole thing is like 10 meters, the whole circle, like circumference. So every revolution, it's 10 meters.